Earl, I guess what was your reaction? I mean, were you? I mean, obviously, when you got teams like Clemson in the tournament, Georgia Tech, were you shocked to be going out to Colorado?
No, not really. Just really was excited. Really happy for the program and happy for the players. We only been to one one postseason play, NIT or NCAA. Only one time NIT in the last 14 years. So it's a big move for the program and a big move for the players to make this impact at this point in time. And so we're really excited about the challenge and the opportunity ahead of us.
What do you know about Colorado State after one day?
Well, I watched the championship game in the Mountain West tournament when they played against Nevada last week. So I know they play in a great league in the Mountain West. We got a very good coach in Larry Eustace. Been following him ever since he was at Iowa State. They got the Mountain West Player of the Year, which if they got a Mountain West Player of the Year, that's a good player, 6'5" guard. And they got really good players. I mean, they got great home court atmosphere. So it's a big-time situation in terms of our players and our staff and our program having a chance to go into Fort Collins and play against a terrific team. And so we're excited about it.
Any worry about the altitude and keeping your guys' breath and everything like that?
To be honest with you, I've never dealt with altitude in all my career. The only one time I dealt with altitude is when I was at Wichita State. We played at Utah State in a midnight game, ESPN Bracket Buster. Midnight game, and so in Utah. But other than that, I never experienced it. So, this is going to be our first experience as this group to go out and see what altitude really means. We don't know what it means, but we'll find out here in a few hours.
Having a young team like this, how important is it to get them some postseason experience this year for whatever sets up over the next
Well, I
couple of years?
think it's extremely important because if you hadn't done something before, then you're always trying to get the experience of doing it. And just like the conference championship game, we hadn't done that before. We never been to the CAA championship game. Well, we didn't win it, but we got that experience of being in it. And so now we've never been to NIT. You gotta crawl before you can walk, and you got to walk before you can run. So I look at this as a situation where we've been walking, and now we're trying to get to the point where we can run. I think this is a big step for us, and we're really excited about it.
How long after the tournament, the championship game, did you kind of mentally recover from that in those 3 days?
I tell you, it took a couple of days, because we didn't play well. Wilmington played great. We didn't play well. We didn't execute as well as we wanted to, and they got us out of our character on offense, and they got free in the open court with some transition basket because of what we did on offense. And so it took us a couple of days. I mean, we knew we could play better, but we gave the players 3 days off. It was spring break, so we played on Monday. We gave them Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday off, and then we practiced Friday, Saturday, Sunday with the hopes that we would be playing in the tournament. But I told the guys it wasn't 100%. A lot of crazy things happened in March, but last night we watched the selection show, and we were happy to see the College of Charleston name pop up on the screen.
How confident were you that you were going to get in, and then how quickly did you have to get to work? I mean, how tough is a one-day turnaround to fly to Colorado, play Colorado State, and have this whole thing prepped? It's not like you could have been prepping Colorado State for a week.
Well, this is the third time I've been in the NIT. In both other opportunities, the games were at home, so you could just kind of prepare and get ready for the team to come in. And so now this is the first time being in the tournament where you have to play in a quick turnaround. So last night we found out about 8:45 that we were playing, and then at 9:20 we were watching film on Colorado State. We watched film all night, and then we met together as a staff this morning to watch film and come up with a game plan, and then we just got done with practice. Now we're gonna get on the plane here in the next couple hours. So it's a quick turnaround, but like I said, it beats the alternative. We could have watched that show last night and our name wouldn't have been called. So I'm just excited that we're playing against a really good team, and we have an opportunity to see if we can go play better than we played in our last game.
How does it work with, there were teams announcing CIT bursts and everything a week ago, or Sunday, whatever. How do you, were you confident enough that you were going to get into the NIT? How does that work with the other tournaments and not knowing whether to accept the bid or anything like that?
Yeah, it was hard because all those other tournaments were sending the invitations and calling us and emailing us about it. We had our mind set that, hey, NCAA at large or NIT at large. Last year I wanted to do the CBI. We decided not to do it. I just felt like this year, hey, I think a 25-9 team deserved to play in the NIT, and if we don't get it, I think we're just going to shut it down and get ready for next year. That was our mindset as of 2 days ago.
And you said not playing Clemson or Georgia Tech or somebody like that. You think this game is better. Why do you think that's better?
Well, I would have played anybody.
Right.
I would have much rather Georgia Tech instead of Clemson.
Right.
You know, we scrimmaged Clemson the last 2 years. I mean, I know the staff really well. They know us. Dick Bender was an assistant coach here,
Right.
you know, so he know our system in and out. So I just didn't want to play them, you know. And then somebody had to lose that game. And then, you know, we were going to try to go in and beat them if we played them. So didn't want to do that. Georgia Tech would have been great. I'd have played Georgia Tech. But
Right.
I think having a mid-major team, a team that lost in the championship game, just like we did in our conference, it's a good measuring stick to see, hey, look, how good are we? And let's figure out how good the Mountain West is, and it's like a bracket buster challenge. And so I'm excited about it.
Any extra motivation for these guys knowing that, you know, if they win a trip to San Francisco on the back end, that's not like going to, you know, Podunkville, Alabama. That's going to San Francisco. Is that a little more motivation knowing that could be on the back end?
Well, I told them not to think ahead. I told them definitely not to think ahead because there ain't no guarantee. There ain't no guarantee that if you beat Colorado State that you're going to play California. You know, Cal State Bakersfield is 25-7. And so, and they beat Cal a couple years ago at Cal. So I told the players, don't look ahead. You know, we may be playing our next game at home if we have success. We may be coming back, and we may be hosting an 8 seed if we win our game. So don't worry about what's going to happen next. Let's just focus on, you know, we got a big enough challenge ahead of us here in Fort Collins to be worrying about what's next after Fort Collins. So.
Well, your reaction, I mean, when they didn't send you to Georgia Tech, they didn't send you to Clemson, they sent you all the way to Fort Collins, Colorado. What was kind of your reaction?
We got a little bit of a longer flight. We were a little surprised, but, I mean, we're excited nonetheless, so ready to go.
Just a chance to play in the postseason. What does this mean to you guys, and how important is this to kind of build for what you guys want to do next year and in the future?
It's a tremendous opportunity. I can't tell you how excited I am, how excited the guys are. Just really blessed and thankful that we get a chance to play in March. So not a lot of teams get the chance to do it. So we're thankful, ready to go.
An advantage or disadvantage, really not knowing them and them not knowing you and having a one-day prep for this thing? Do you say there's an advantage or a disadvantage for you guys?
I mean, I think it's a good thing. Kind of just focus on what we do. Any time you get a chance to just play your type of basketball, you don't really got to worry about scouting too much. You just go out there and try to play how you play. I think it's a good thing.